Hello everyone, I am Dr. Ragini and now I will be talking on the topic HR planning for talent management. So, moving further, let me first tell you what exactly I mean when I say HR planning, the very first thing that comes to mind is planning. Well, all of you have read about this in management function. This is a primary management function, planning. So, how do we define the term planning? That is future course of action, where that means we are making certain strategies, we are making certain goals uh, to carry out, or we are defining certain activities which we are going to carry out in future. The same applies in human resource department also, right, where we have to uh, do some planning on how an organization can move from its current employer position or manpower position to the desired one. Reasons could be many, any and many, right. Reasons could be that we are planning or we are preparing ourselves for such future where we have expanded drastically and suddenly we require I can say ready manpower or trained manpower. So, obviously at that time if we are going to look out for the manpower, this is we are going to waste the productive time of the firm or the company, that we do not want, right. So, likewise there could be other reasons also which we are going to discuss slightly later. But all in all, the idea is to facilitate organization's effectiveness. We cannot hamper the performance of the organization. The department has to work towards creating an effectiveness in the organization, and for this what is required is that the demand and supply of the manpower should be planned much in advance. Moving ahead, as I was just talking about, I purposely did not use this word forecasting, right. So, HR planning is basically needed to forecast HR requirements so as to source them subsequently. This can be understood from following perspectives, that is assessing needs, turnover, replacements, growth and expansion and technology. As I was just now talking about, right, the organizations we keep on needing people and this need of having more and more people or better people is an ongoing thing, and HR department's major task is to understand that need, assess that need and be ready with their pool of candidates whenever or whatever type of candidates are needed, it should be immediately supplied to the organization. Then we cannot deny turnovers, right. The moment person, an employee gets a better prospect, better opportunity, he will move, creating a vacuum in the company which needs to be filled immediately. So, turnovers cannot be negated, cannot be denied, but yes, the HR has to be prepared in case of these kind of turnovers immediately to fill the vacant positions, replacements, right. Because it is not only turnover that creates vacuum in the company, at times retirements, deaths also create vacuum or you can say vacancy in the positions company. So, again people need to be replaced on those positions, and for that also this HR planning is required. Then growth and expansion cannot be negated, again every company has to grow further, every company has to expand. If it is a local one, it needs to become a state wise company, a state wise should become a nationwide company, and then nationwide should become a global company. So, every time there is an expansion, there is need of the people, and then technology, right. I still remember when the computers were made compulsory for banking, the current employees at that time in the banks, especially in the this public sector banks, they were not computer savvy, right. So, suddenly more people were supplied in the banks, more hirings were done by the banks on a massive level, especially of those who were computer savvy, who were knowing their applications, banking applications, and they were made in charge of we can say training the existing employees also for using that technology. So, whenever there is a change in technology, skilled staff, skilled people are needed in the company, and again HRs are expected to be ready for filling those positions at that time too. So, HR's role is very crucial here, right. Moving further. Now, we talk about the HR planning process. The HR planning is a 5-step process. It starts from analysis of organizational plans and objectives. Unless until the company is clear, the HRs are clear about the plans and objectives of the organization, they cannot decide upon the human resource objectives. So, the second step becomes analysis of human resource planning objectives, that is what type of people are required, what number of people are required, should it be a full time position or should it be a contractual position or maybe some outside consultants can also do this job properly. So, all these decisions have to be taken by the human resource department, right. Now, based on this analysis, the next step is forecasting. Forecasting of human resource requirement. Forecasting means maybe with whatever are the demands, whatever analysis they have come across, they have made, based on that when these type of people, when the next set of people would be required in 6 months time, in an year's time, in 5 years time, when the demand would come, right. Say for example, I was just talking about this banking example I was giving, right. So, what had happened? The moment computerization was done within I say 1 month to 1.5 months, the staff was there, the skilled staff was there to operate those computers and also to train the current staff. So, how come it was possible that immediately after the computers were procured and within a span of 1 month the staff was also there? Obviously, the assessment of such kind of manpower was already made, right, and the same way back maybe 2 years, 3 years back, and based on that, that forecasting was also made that down the line maybe an year or so these type of people would be required, and therefore, the human resource departments of various banks, they started procuring, they started hiring those type of people. And then assessment of supply of human resources, right. Now, supply means how, from where to procure these people, what number of people should be procured. So, all those, that is the supply forecast. What should be the channel of supply? Should they be hired from some agency, or should they be kept from some on some agency, and from there they only their services to be hired, or they should be hired from the open market, etc. So, that assessment of supply of human resources to be made, and on the basis of all these, then a demand and supply situation to be matched. So, this is how the HR department plans their hiring of people, or forecast the procuring of manpower in the company. I was talking about forecasting, that is process of estimating the future requirements of workforce by function and by level of competencies and skills. Forecasting can be done in two ways, qualitative and quantitative. Qualitative methods of forecasting comprises of managerial estimates, Delphi technique, scenario planning, nominal group technique. Managerial estimates, the top managers, the decision makers, they make certain estimates on who should be hired, what type of candidates, what kind of people to be hired for a particular task or for a particular role, right. For example, as I was just now saying, the computer when the banks were computerized, the people who had the knowledge of banking, the people who had the knowledge of computers were the right set of people who needed to be hired over here, right. So, the managerial estimates are that a person should be simple graduates, maybe having adequate computer knowledge and also the knowledge of banking operations would be the best fit for this job role. Then second comes the Delphi technique. Now, is a very popular technique, you must have studied about it, heard about it, read about it earlier also in different perspectives. The Delphi technique is used here also, wherein the decision making is done in 2 or 3 rounds of can say assessment or analysis of the task. And the beauty of Delphi technique is that the result of first level is taken as the point of discussion or point of analysis for the next level. So, and this usually is done till one consensus is arrived. Scenario planning is another qualitative technique of HR planning, where in advance the scenario is created. Say as of now, as we find, because maybe due to COVID or whatever things, that every study, every classes, everything has become online. Now, various educational institutions today have become online. A lot of coaching institutions have today become online. They have started giving online classes. I still remember, you must have heard the name Unacademy. Much before this, Unacademy started online classes, started recording the lectures like this and giving the classes online through increasing the gamut and increasing the I can say number of people or number of their students, right. Now, how was it possible? I do not say for sure that this they would have created this scenario, they would have forecasted that some fine day or after a year or so there would be a COVID situation and everything would be every classes, every education would be hampered like this, and every college, everybody would be moving towards the online thing. No, but somewhere down the line they would have thought probably in the given time period when people are so busy and the markets are shrinking, the boundaries are shrinking now. So, maybe this online could become the next offline, and keeping that in mind, they would have probably moved from having the physical structures of physical classroom structures, they moved on to giving the online education. Using the same method of recording the lectures and then providing them to the candidates through their portal, right. So, probably again the HR is very responsible here to understand, to create that scenario and plan the HR requirements according to the future scenario. But for that what is required is that the people should be well aware of the future changes happening in the business environment, which is very important. Unless until you can assess the changes happening in the business environment and what would be the future maybe 2 years down the line, 3 years down the line or 5 years down the line, you cannot create this scenario. And then nominal group technique. Nominal group, as the name say, a group has been created, it is a group for namesake who are asked for their opinion, and based on that opinion then the management takes a decision, right. This group might comprise of the frontline managers who are facing who are directly into the operations, and they know, they are able to understand the requirement over there. Then we move on to some quantitative methods. Though qualitative methods are very good, but the basic flaw which comes here is, I would not even call it a flaw, but yes, they are more of assumption based, hence can be biased, right. Therefore, we have some quantitative methods. We will first talk about the demand forecasting, and then we will move to the supply forecasting part. Under this demand forecasting, the techniques that are quantitative techniques that are used are certain statistical techniques are used, like regression analysis, Burks-Smith model, ratio and trend analysis. What is regression analysis, guys? So, if we talk about regression analysis, it is basically estimation of relationships between a dependent variable and one or more independent variable that you all would have studied in statistics. Now, how it is used in HR planning? There can be various dependent and independent variables, right, based on which the HR has to plan for the right set of people, right. For example, salary is a dependent variable on the acceptance of job. So, the recruitment could be an independent variable, and for recruiting the right talent, salary could be a dependent variable. So, in case if a relationship has been arrived on, if the salary is competitive or rather very lucrative, then will the people come, will the people join the company? And if the answer is yes, then obviously the company will move ahead. So, likewise we can have more such relationships which would impact the decision made by the HR department in HR planning. Then Burks-Smith model. Have you ever seen this formula anywhere, right? Okay. So, basically in this the Burks-Smith model, as this formula says, wherein E stands for estimated demand of employees in n planning period, right, and lag is overall turnover of the business, G is total growth of the business, X is the average productivity improvement, and Y is conversion figure relating today's overall activity to personnel required. So, basically using this formula, one can very easily devise the or find out the estimated demand of employees in a given planning period, which has been denoted here as n, which can be 2 years, 3 years, 4 years down the line, right. Wherein during that period the business managers can find out the strategies, the decision makers of the company can make a guess of how much would be the turnover of the business, that which is defined by lag, then the total growth of the business, which would be G, and then average productivity improvement, for how much percentage the average productivity of the company would have been increased, say if we take the time period to be 5 years, right. So, in 5 years time period overall what would be the overall turnover of the business plus overall growth of the business, by how much percentage the growth would have taken place in the company, then the productivity increment in the company, and equating all these things put together, the demand can be estimated how many number of people are would be required down the line 5 years, right. Then ratio and trend analysis. This is another method. Trend analysis, a very popular method here, wherein the people, the strategists, or you can say the HRs here, because we are talking about these methods from the perspective of HR planning. So, I would say the HR department, the human resources people, they use the trend of the turnover of the people, the how many people were inducted or hired by the company and how many left the company in within how much time period. So, based on these trends they can make an assumption that how much should be hired and how much would finally be retained or they will remain in the company in a longer run. So, based on this they make a deduction and accordingly the number is decided upon that how much should be hired. Then workload forecasting, another very I must say popular method, workload forecasting, but since we talk we have kept it in quantitative method. Yes, it is a quantitative method wherein it is a simple calculation that is made, that is suppose we say that in a company the annual production to be done is say 4 lakh units, right, and it is also assumed that every business sorry, every worker will complete its task in 2 hours. Right. Now, that means and past record also show that each worker is working for 4,000 hours per year. Right. Now, if we compute all these things put together, so how much working hours in totality would come, because worker is able to complete a task in 2 hours, that means and every worker is working for 4,000 hours in a year, that means total production total working hours would be 8 lakh. Now, 8 lakh total working hours would be are there in an years and each worker is working 4,000 hours in a year. So, divided by 4,000 it comes to 200 workers. So, using this method of workload forecasting, we are able to devise that 200 workers would be enough to work in an year and give you the desired result, right. Then rate of labor turnover. The labor turnover rate, yes, that is also another important method, that is again using similar formulae. The HRs also find out how many workers or how many people were hired in a given in a particular event and how many have left in an year, and by doing the trend analysis they are also able to find what has been the rate of labor turnover every year. Based on this they are able to make a decision how many should be hired, that even after the people have left the productivity and the performance is not hampered. And of course, then we have HR dashboards also, right, which help in that is dashboards like ATS and all, which gives you all these calculations done and just give you the desired result. Likewise, we have supply forecasting, simulation technique we have already talked about, renewal analysis, that is the rate of people leaving the company or replacement rate in the company, that is renewing the employees in how much time period the renewal is being done, which is different from company to company or industry to industry. Goal programming is then Markov analysis. Markov analysis is, that is, for which role the turnover is more, for which role turnover is less. Say for example, call center jobs, BPO jobs, the turnover is massive. Therefore, those employers who are running these BPOs, they always have maybe 6 months worth of manpower pool ready, always ready with them, so that their work is not suffered. Now, evaluation of factors affecting HR planning. These are various factors which affect the HR planning: type and strategy of organization, organizational growth cycles, environmental uncertainties, time horizon, time and quality of information, and labor market. These are certain factors that affect the human planning, human resource planning in the company. Then the but very important aspect is, that is, the human resource planning in the company should be integrated with the strategic planning of the organization, right. That is very, very important. That is, the key HR areas, the constraints in HR environment, HR capabilities, capability constraints of corporate strategy planners should be well thought of here, right, and the competencies of the organization as a whole cannot be denied when a company is making an HR planning, right. How to make HR planning effective? As I just now said, the HR plans should be aligned with organizational plan. Time horizon is very important, right. Then organization means organizing the event. It is an event. HR planning is an event. It should be organized properly. Top management support is very important. Involvement of business managers, the functional managers, is equally important. It is not the sole responsibility of HRs. HR information system is an added tool here, and there should be a balance between qualitative and quantitative approach. You cannot solely depend upon qualitative approach, you cannot solely depend upon quantitative approach. It should be a balance of both. And with this, I would just sum up my lecture out here, right. And before summing up, I would say that human resource planning is very, very important aspect of human resource department and talent management thing, right, because unless until we have planned the demand and forecasting of human resources well in the organization, we cannot have the right set of people for right set of jobs in the organization. That is, if we talk about talent attraction, then how do we attract the right set of talent unless we have made these planning using these tools properly. So, before we go on for recruitment drive, the planning is very, very important aspect, and for human resources also it is utmost important, because you have to see many things together: the budgeting part, the strategic part, the organizational strategy, the organizational growth strategy, all these things have to be kept in mind when you are making this planning. Then only you can devise the right job descriptions and then only you can attract the right set of talent for the company, right. With this, I will finish my lecture here. Thank you.